Welcome to the Picture Perfect-ish podcast, where we talk photography, client tips, small business wisdom, and the real life chaos that sometimes wanders into the frame. I'm Dallas, photographer, mom, and chaos coordinator. Each episode, I'm giving you bite-sized tips to make your photos, your sessions, and your sanity just a little bit more picture perfect-ish. Let's dive in. Welcome to Picture Perfect-ish with Dallas. This is episode 8, and today we're going to pick back up on the Dismantling Myths Mini Series. Today we're going to talk about overcast days and how most people believe that overcast days are not good for pictures. An overcast day does not mean that we need to reschedule your pictures most of the time. Let's talk about it. First, let's talk about the pros for an overcast day. For one, this opens up our options as far as locations go because the light is softer. On overcast days, the cloud coverage diffuses the light from the sun and it makes the light softer everywhere, which means that I can shoot in places that I don't normally shoot in. I can shoot in places that have harsh light normally, which opens up a lot of new and unique locations. Another pro is that there's going to be no sun in your eyes. Think no squinting. Also, less unflattering shadows that can come up under your eyes, under your nose, things like that. Another big pro, especially here in Alabama in the warmer months, is that overcast days usually keeps the temperature cooler, which we are always grateful for in May, June, July, August, September, October, sometimes even November and December, because it's hot here in Alabama. Okay, cons for overcast days. If it's been raining and it's still overcast, that means the sun has not been out to dry things up. So we're going to have lots of wet spots and mud. But we can be really mindful and we can avoid these wet spots and these messy spots for your photos. If it's really overcast, we might need to bump up your session time just a little bit so that it's not too dark, because we do not want to be shooting in super low light or darkness. When it's really overcast, it's going to get darker a lot earlier, usually a lot earlier than the projected sunset. Then the shadows are going to come back to haunt us. Some locations that are perfect on sunny days that are bright might not be as great on a super overcast day. They might be really dark and have lots of shadows and not be the vibe that we were going for. For instance, a heavily wooded area that on a bright and sunny day might look really magical and dreamy with the bright sunlight streaming through the trees and backlighting the leaves, making it look really glowy and dreamy and beautiful. On an overcast day, it might look really dark, it might look really dreary, there's going to be a lot of shadows, and the vibe is not going to be the same. So, all of that to say, if we had a particular spot in mind for your photos that when it's sunny and bright, it's absolutely beautiful and absolutely perfect, and we're really banking on that particular spot being the focal point of your session, we might want to re-strategize, come up with some new spots, or consider rescheduling. Okay, here are some ways to lean in to an overcast day. You can lean in to an overcast day and embrace it and make it yours. You can choose to go with the flow at our session, and we can make it an adventure. We can try out unique spots that are usually not ideal but are going to be good for your day. If you are a planner and going with the flow sounds like a nightmare, have no fear. We can come together and we can re-strategize, we can come up with a new plan, we can come up with new locations. You could even fully dive in to this day and make some adjustments to make this day the cutest photo shoot ever. Think swapping out sandals and loafers for some cute rain boots and an umbrella. We could capture the sweetest, most genuine moments, jumping in puddles, laughing and giggling, embracing the rainy days. If an overcast day still doesn't sound like your cup of tea, that's totally okay. Sunshiny photos, bathed in warm light, makes my heart sing, and most people's, for a reason. It's beautiful, it's warm, it exudes happiness. Backlit photos are so dreamy. If your vision remains of those dreamy, backlit portraits taken in the specific spots that we had already talked about, do not fret. We can make a plan. We can watch the weather together closer than the meteorologists do, and we can decide, okay, at this day, at this time, we're going to make a decision if we're going to go for it or if we're going to reschedule and be safe. Okay, here are some rapid fire questions. I love rapid fire questions in podcasts, even though I don't have a co-host. So today I have number 1. So, overcast days, friend or foe? I'm going to say friend. I think all of nature is beautiful. You just have to know how to lean into it and make it work. Number 2. Do colors photograph better on overcast days? Yes, especially after a rainy day. I don't know why, but every color just seems so much more vibrant and it just naturally pops so organically. I love it. Okay, number 3. Favorite color palette for spring photos? Okay. I'm going to say right now, I would say earthy neutrals with a pop of color. Think like beige, khakis, soft browns, and then like sage or a dusty blue or blush. I think that's so pretty. I think it will age well, and I think it photographs really beautifully, and I think it looks good on almost everybody. Okay, number 4. Song that is on repeat when I've been editing lately. Okay, I Just Might by Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars. I love that song, and I'm gonna learn that dance even if it takes forever. Okay, my final thoughts on overcast days. At the end of the day, these photos are your vision paired with my creativity and skill. We are working together to make art that we are both proud of. Do I think an overcast day is an immediate damper? No. It depends on the vision. It depends on your flexibility and your spontaneity when it comes to our plan. I've taken some of the coolest, like my favorite photos on overcast days. I've gone to sessions where the forecast just looked gnarly and then the sun popped out and it was a beautiful sunny day, much to everyone's surprise. Overcast days are on a spectrum. The darkest and the moodiest days can be the most interesting and so beautiful. Some overcast days are just overcast enough where it diffuses the sunlight beautifully, but it still looks like a sunny, warm day in your photos. The truth is, weather, especially in Alabama, is a mystery, and we really don't know what we're going to get. It changes by the minute. So we're going to do our best to follow it and make the best calls that we can and let the rest go. Because as much as I would like to, I can't control the weather, and neither can you, that I know of. I hope that made you feel a little bit more confident to make decisions about your photo sessions on overcast days. Thanks for talking with me today. I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Picture Perfect-ish. If you learned anything, laughed, or feel even a little bit more prepared for your next session, make sure you hit follow and subscribe because there's so much more to come. See you next time.